Hello, welcome to another episode of Happy Butcher. I wasn't expecting to be butchering so soon because my hunter friend said he was going to be off for 2 weeks, but since he said he was going to be off, another hunter friend of mine actually caught some deers. He hadn't been having too much luck lately, so I wasn't expecting to get the call, but some space cleared up in my freezer. And I have some room, so decided to go at it today. Unfortunately, I've been trying to sell this deer fetus, but it's not being sold, so in order to clear up space for this new deer, I have to dump it. So that's too bad, but I need space. Okay. So, kind of had a long day today. My wife was busy taking care of school stuff for my kids. And basically I had to man the cafe. So we had 2 workers who were not so experienced and busy lunchtime. So I had to babysit them and make sure they handled the cafe okay. So we got totally blitzed at lunchtime and tons of orders all at once. Like 10 orders all at once. So yeah, that didn't go too well. But we managed to keep things in order. And could make a decent lunchtime without any angry customers. So that was good. Oof. And after that, I welded and painted the staircase going to the classroom. Because it's, rusted and run down, so it's good I can fix that. And after my wife was done with the school stuff, she met again with the real estate people. And they grilled her again about how the house was a mess and I gotta move stuff. So, yeah, I got a little bit of headache listening to my wife having to deal with that. And I didn't feel so good that she had to take the brunt of mostly the situation that I caused because I left the house kind of messy. So, yeah, I wasn't happy listening about my own difficulties and faults, It's never easy listening to bad shit about yourself, but it's important. And as much as I don't want to listen to it, I should listen to it. And, my mind goes off on a tangent, thinking, well, they should have done more, or they're being unreasonable. A lot of things go around in your head when you're being disciplined and blamed, that you're the victim and da 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 da. So I guess I really wanted to try to quiet my mind somehow, so I wouldn't get irritated more than I needed to. Because I guess, it was my own doing as far as the reason why the real estate company was angry. And I guess they were being unreasonable to me because I hadn't been very respectful to them. So you reap what you sow, I guess, you know? You know what I'm gonna... Damn, there's just shit everywhere. Man. Man, oh man. It's like a horror movie. Ugh. It's like stomachs and shit everywhere. Motherfucker. Oh, I gotta clean this up. Ugh. Damn it. Maybe I should do some spring cleaning before I get started butchering their animal. And let's see if we got our hoe here. I notice one thing I'm generally good at is causing a mess and causing a lot of problems. It's just, I don't know. It's how I'm designed. I'm the master of disaster. And I guess, I'm kind of reckless, so yeah, I cause a lot of issues. It's how I've always been. I don't know why. Ever since I was young, I've always been known to cause issues and problems. Everyone kind of knows me. I mean, my family knows me for doing stuff like that all the time. Wow, something ate this bone really clean. Picked it really clean. Must have been pretty hungry. And there's a fucking other stomach. What is this? Oh, it's like a decomposed. I don't know what the hell that is. God damn, there's just shit everywhere. Leg bones. Stomachs. Stomachs everywhere. Leg bones. Fuck. Skins. Skins are the biggest problem. It's just being dragged everywhere. I think if I impaled the skins on something so they don't get dragged away, I think that might help resolve the pollution problem we have going. That's just skins everywhere. Okay. It's a little bit better than before, but not much better. If it looks terrible like this in the daytime, man, it must look really bad in the daytime. Man. Well, let's just hope my student doesn't get sight of this anytime soon. Wonder if I throw the skin and shit up there. Wonder if it'll make any difference. It might. Maybe I'll try that next time. Anyways, now that we're done with spring cleaning, let's get on to this deer. Ah, there's my knife. I was looking for that. Okay. Oh, my rack is up there. Now it's getting warmer. It's starting to get a lot more rancid smelling out here. A lot more flies, unfortunately. Since we only got one deer, should be done pretty quickly. I noticed recently, not recently, I've always kind of noticed, my mind is repeating a lot of negative things. And I notice when my mind does repeat a lot of those negative things, I feel a lot more stressed. So it's definitely not a state I like to be in. But unfortunately, it's a state I do find myself to be in a lot. I guess I've experienced this before. And I guess I'm always experiencing it. I think well, for example, it's kind of a spring vacation for my English school this week. So I have a lot more free time. I would naturally expect myself to be, happier. Because I have all this free time to do things. But I notice that I'm really not. I'm just as kind of anxious and stressful as I always am. And it's kind of a sad thing, that even when things are a little bit easier or better, nothing really gets easier or better at all. And yeah, it's something that's just always nothing to do with your situation, but always it has to do with your own mind. So back to the board again, back to the drawing board where it's your mind, but what to do about it, how to find that peace and tranquility that you so desire, instead of the endless ranting of the mind. And you go back to spirituality, you go back to meditation, but yeah, it always keeps coming back. I guess I think the trick is just let it be, Don't question it. Oh, this is a male with little soft horns. These are edible. Okay. Well, I'm glad it's not a female. I'm tired of seeing dead fawns. It's got a surprisingly thin neck for a male, though. Usually the male's necks are much thicker. Oops. Yeah, today was a relatively relaxing week. I always find a way to keep myself busy, though. I seem to be working at the cafe a lot more since, I live there now. So, definitely are merits and demerits to all that. I don't regret the move, though. It just felt like something that's just natural, And now the old house, it seems like a distant alien place I want to forget about, unfortunately. It's funny how something so nice and peaceful and tranquil can suddenly turn into like an enemy, It was just a rental property anyways, but, I had a lot of memories and a lot of experiences there, and it was a lot of fun to live there. But finally now we're out and into a new place, and we're enjoying our new place, of course. But there are more other sacrifices and things that you give and take, good and bad, as with everything. I slept for like 12 hours yesterday. I don't think I really slept, though. I mean, I was in bed for 12 hours, but probably only slept for maybe 8 of those hours, which is really good. It gave a lot of energy to my day, and I felt great until I got the call from the real estate office, or no, from my wife, telling me how so unhappy they are with the way we treated the property. Well, basically the way I treated the property. So I got a big headache thinking about that after my wife told me about it again. And then she's going to go back again to help fix and paint the property, which is something I should be doing, not my wife. So I don't know what the hell is up with that real estate office. Just because my wife was the responsible person of the property doesn't mean that I can't help, I don't know. There's something with that real estate guy I just don't really like. It's like he's always has this look that he wants to complain to you about something. And he's getting older, that our real estate guy, so I think what he's actually physically capable of is much less than he was before, so it makes sense, especially if we're young. He complains a lot to us and then makes us do a lot of the work that he should be doing. So, I don't know. Whatever, it's water under the bridge. So, who cares? It's no need to let it bother me more than it should. The conversation I had with my wife was many hours ago, and it's not happening now. It has no relevance now. It has some relevance tomorrow because I have to clean up some of the shit I left, so yeah, there's no problems right now. And that's how I should be, which generally I am. But sometimes I feel my mind creep back and think about things and find ways to be unsatisfied or not really happy. Maybe it's just I have too much time to think. And that could be a happy thing, you know? If it was just survival every day, you probably wouldn't think much about things. Okay, I'm gonna try to throw this skin far up. Maybe it won't come all the way down. We'll see. Ooh, some large bugs buzzing at my head. I assume it's only gonna get worse and worse, I guess, as it gets warmer. And this meat is gonna get funkier and funkier. Yeah, so there's no English classes for me this week, and that alone feels like a vacation. So it is kind of nice I could rest and not have to worry about work after work, and working after work, and working after work and work. So I don't have that, but I don't know. I don't feel like much better, which is kind of strange. I should be feeling a little bit more at ease and peaceful, right? You have a lot of free time, but no, not really. When I'm doing things, I guess, and active, I generally feel a bit more peaceful. So I always try to keep myself active, you know? I was thinking of sweeping the leaves from our yard, but it was too wet to sweep the leaves from the concrete, so that was kind of out. So I painted the staircase, welded it, and that was a good 1 hour long chunk of time. I don't mean to sound gloaty, but I've become so proficient at things. They just don't take any time at all. Whether it be work or fixing stuff or welding. I just finish shit so fast. Within a blink of an eye. I think it would take normally a regular person hours to do, but I just finish it like super quick. So I always gotta find the next thing to do. Fortunately, when you're running a cafe, there's always something to do. It's an endless task, endless number of things. So I guess that's always good. I'm always busy. My father-in-law, I guess us men, always try to find something to keep us busy, keep us active. I think it's just survival thing, you know? Always keeping yourself active and busy. Just one step closer to doing what you need to survive to get you through the next day. I think it's like a farmer thing, you know? It's like, at least in my wife and her family's DNA, stopping to smell the roses is not something that's natural for them. They're always used to being busy and active, even when they don't really even need to, you know? I don't think they really need to actually have the cafe open every day, or even at nighttime, but if they had all this free time at night, you know, what would they do? They'd, I don't know, be bored and shit, you know? So a lot of the time working for them is just to keep from boredom, I guess. So they would pay the cafe to lose money to keep themselves from being bored. I don't know. A lot of Japanese housewives are like that too. Instead of being bored at home, they'd rather be working because it's something to do. Something to keep them, you know, from thinking about how bored they are, which can easily lead to depression. So yeah, it makes sense, you know, to be active and stuff. Uh-oh, we are getting some flies here. We're getting a lot of flies. This is not good. Oh no, it's getting mixed up in the meat. Ugh. What the fuck? Fuck. Okay, we gotta work fast before we are infested with fucking flies. Fucking everywhere. Damn it. Alright, let's open this buggy up. I hate bugs when I'm gutting animals, especially flies. It's gross. Oof. So I'm definitely not looking forward to summer when this is going to get 100 times worse. And let me get the spleen. Promise my customer spleen. Such a gross tasting piece of meat. I don't know why dogs like it. I guess they got used to eating it for their health, so they evolved eating it, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? And the intestines in the bucket. It makes me think, you know, if I was always at peace and not anxious at all, felt fine just to sit back and do nothing. Isn't that a deterrent to survival? It's like humans are not designed to rest. We're always designed to be doing something, you know? Is there anything wrong with that? I don't really think so. Oops. Fuck. Oh. Alrighty. Let's get around the other side. Sounds like running water right now, but it's just wind hitting the trees. It's been really windy recently. It's like a typhoon. I found the puncture hole. That's where the hunter got the spear through. Right there. And hit the heart. Now let's chop off some of this meat. For some reason the flies stopped coming. I don't know why. They were just swarming me a second ago and then they just stopped coming. Wonder why that is. Podcast I was just listening to was talking about people in Israel, or Israelis in America, whose country is, being ravished, and they were partying. And when asked, how could you party when your country is being under attack by terrorists? They say, you never know when you're gonna die. That's how life is in Israel. Or maybe anywhere else in the Middle East. So you have to live today and party and laugh and enjoy, because you could die anytime. I'm thinking, is that what it really takes for us to laugh and love and appreciate our life, is to die, or to have the threat of death coming towards us? Is that the only solution? Can't we just be happy to be happy? Do we really need to face death or something tragic in order to wake us up out of our slumber? If so, it's kind of a sad thing, So in order to feel that awakeness and aliveness, if we don't have that, would people actually proactively create that situation in their life so they could feel that? Would they create unhappiness so they can feel happy? It's a funny thought, I'd be kind of sick if that was true. But seeing how people are sometimes and what they say makes you think maybe it is true. Maybe it is a real thing. And people create their own unhappiness in order to feel happy. It's a lot of wind coming through the trees, but the wind's not penetrating enough to hit here. I guess we're too high up, I don't know. Yeah, it's been a week since I've been up here. And the animals have really picked through the meat out here. And they are leaving a mess. Just lucky I have a cool student who doesn't really complain too much about it, at least right now. But I'm sure in the near future, he might be saying something. Because, yeah, these carcasses are piling up, and it's a big mess. If it were my property, I might be a little upset about that. Alright, oops, that's a big chunk. Recently I stopped my carnivore diet. It was just killing me. I couldn't function. So, yeah, I had to stop it. However, I am watching my sweet intakes much more than I used to. And my carb intakes. It's definitely a lot less than what it used to be. So, it was a good lesson in how to diet, that was for sure. And it was a good lesson to see how my body reacts when it doesn't have any carbs. It was terrible, but it was a good lesson learned. Alright, let's see if we can get those pieces up higher so the animals can drag it down only maybe one level. I can't climb this frickin' hill though. Somehow I have to throw it up there. Or can I climb it? I think I might be able to climb it. Should I climb it? Oh, fuck. Let's try it. Climb this little fucking wall. And then dump my shit up here. This might work. Who knows? It might be harder to access. I have a feeling they're just gonna drag it along. But if it happens, it can't be helped, I guess. Ah! Wish I had a giant hole to throw it in. And this pit that nothing can get out of. Maybe my student could help me dig one of those. So we got our bone bucket. Now we gotta wrap up our meat. Alrighty. For some reason, sales have been picking up all of a sudden. It seems as soon as I get a new deer, a new meat sale comes in. I don't know, it's like some coincidence, or it just doesn't feel like a coincidence. It feels like something very, I don't know, like another power, something higher up is giving me what I need when I need it. I guess I should feel grateful, but to be led on in a video game type of situation sometimes also doesn't feel too good, you know. Kind of feels like you're a mouse in a maze or something like that, which is not a good feeling. But maybe I'm just looking at it in a very negative way. Maybe I'm not a mouse in a maze, but maybe like a guardian angel, kind of guiding me, telling me what to do, what not to do. what's right and what's wrong. Of course, I have free choice of whether or not to do what I'm told, to make proper decisions. But I think I've learned to let that voice guide me and let the voice be my consciousness, you know? I think small bags are good today since we don't have a lot. It seems like a lot more when you put it in small bags. It feels like a more accomplished day when you have more bags. This is going to be a short video today. Sorry, my last video ran out of juice halfway through. Oh, one little piece of meat. Two little pieces of meat. There we go. Alrighty. Let's get this down to the car. This is a trash bag. This goes in the trash. Fetus bag. Oof. Gross. Alright, put that in there. Let's just put that in there. Hold this shit down. Wow, that was fast. That didn't even take like 30 minutes, even with the cleaning. Boy, oh boy, I just don't feel like a big talker right now. I guess there's like too many things on my mind to where the words just don't come out of my mouth. I don't know if you've ever been like that, but it's kind of how I feel. I was hoping I can get some of the words out of my mouth while doing this video, but the words don't seem to be coming out too well. That was a quick one. And nope. It's not closed. There we go. That's closed. Always blood on my shoes, so let's get that out of the way. There's always flies in here too. Alrighty. Well, we're done for today. Sorry it was a crappy video, but take care. Bye-bye.